Pile one, what is your creative talent? So for you, I got very clearly your creative talent is your body, is some sort of physicality. So it's you have a talent for either dance, flexibility, a certain strength that's crazy, speed, athleticism, certain sport, literally anything to do with physicality, maybe like rock climbing or football or ballet, yoga, anything that has to do with your body and physicality and movement or strength, anything physical. It's coming through very strongly, and I feel like they're really giving me the idea that you haven't really tapped into what your body can do. Like maybe me saying body, you were like, yeah, right, I'm not actually athletic. But maybe you have a crazy strength, or maybe you would take to like flexibility or even like performance, like a circus performance or something. Maybe you have an incredible physical or incredible flexibility. There is something that your body can do that I feel like you haven't really tapped into fully yet. So this is also something that is really tied to, I feel like your body is just tied into so many other aspects. And if you embraced whatever physicality is calling to you, or whatever you feel, if you try a bunch of things, whatever it is you're naturally good at and naturally enjoy, I feel like it will affect your life a lot more deeper than you think. So your first card that came through was Medallion, and this is about something special being handed down. So this gives me the idea that this is an ancestral ability. So if, like, it would be beneficial, like, if you could look into your different family lines and see if someone had some sort of cool physical talent. But you don't have to. You can like meditate on it and call in your ancestors if you want and see what information you get there. But you don't have to. This is just something that will come alive in a way you didn't expect, because it's like in your body. It was passed down through bodies. And with the animal, this is perfect because it's about physicality. It's about this raw, savage physicality. So this is telling me that you were handed down a physical ability, and there's sort of a spiritual feel to this. The animal with the medallion is making me feel like, you know how like tribes will get around a fire and they'll have a certain music and a certain way that they dance that sort of like creates this like body euphoria and connects them directly with spirit, and spirit sort of moves through them. That's what these ancient tribal ritual dances were. And I feel like maybe you have something like that. There is something ancestral that if you embrace it and move your body in a certain way or use your body to accomplish a certain thing, it's going to connect you to soul and spirit. It's going to connect you with your ancestors, and it's going to connect you with the spiritual side of things. It's all in your body. And I feel like maybe if you haven't tapped into this, I feel your body is yearning to like move in a particular way, and that maybe you're someone who might have some like anxiety or overthinking, or you have some struggle that is caused by this like body yearning. You know, anxiety, it can have a lot of causes, but one of the causes is you're being called to do something and you're ignoring it and just trying to carry on. And this like big desire in you is causing anxiety because you aren't taking enough action. That's one of the ways anxiety can manifest. But I feel like that could be it for you, that if you start doing this physicality, it's going to bring that anxiety down and bring like a calm and a clarity to your mind. And I think that it will also like stoke a fire in you and make you feel more powerful and passionate and sure of yourself. Like, even if you're, like, say you're like a guy that's really small and skinny or super overweight or something like that, and then you start lifting weights and you get this complete body transformation, it's going to affect every single area of your life. That's what this physicality message is saying. Like, there is something about, and this feels very like soul contract. Like, you were meant to have a complete transformation of your life through this body modality, whatever it is, because it's different for everyone. Maybe you start dancing and then you just come alive in a way you didn't think could happen before. And even if you don't become like a professional dancer, that's not what this is about. You could just dance like one night a week for an hour at some studio thing for fun. And it just makes you feel so much more confident and smooth and sexy, and you feel beautiful, and you start existing in a whole completely different way. Like, I feel like there is some sort of soul contract where, yeah, you were meant to have a transformation through some sort of physicality. And the cards that came through next are just reiterating the vessel is the body. That's literally the body card. And then the heart, like the way you operate in your daily life is going to be greatly affected by you embracing whichever physicality is calling to you. Even if you feel like you're not good at it, even if you feel like maybe you aren't the most athletic person and this is not a message you were expecting, I feel like if you just allow yourself to indulge in whatever sort of physical movement you're drawn to and that feels good to you, it's going to affect you in ways that you can't fully understand right now. So that was an interesting message, an interesting creative talent. I hope it helped, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Pile 2, what is your creative talent? For you, I got drawing, painting, sculpting, building, construction, literally anything where you are using your hands to create something that is visually appealing. Like, you make, even if it's like graphic design or posters or something like that, you are incredible with visuals. So you have an ability to really see and take in and process like space and colors. This could even be, there's a strong link with this pile and like interior design because of that space, colors, creating certain sort of emotions with colors and space and items. You have incredible eyes and you can create things so visually beautiful. Not even beautiful, just you can create whatever sort of emotion you want with visuals. You know, people can like write a poem and it makes people feel a certain way. You can make a visual and bring a certain emotion into a space or to a person. Sorry about the siren. Okay, the siren's dying down, but you're able to see things in a way that other people don't. Like, you can walk into a room and make like the smallest adjustment and then things become so much more visually appealing, so much more beautiful. And I feel like you can match visuals to people's personalities. Like, you can meet a person and get a feel for who they are and then make a space that fits and suits them so perfectly, or even make a painting that fits, that represents them and who they are so like beautifully and incredibly. You just use incredible like colors. You understand symmetry and beauty. But this pile is about someone who has a visual perspective that is really like intuitive and unique. And I'm getting the message to tell you to really follow your intuition when it comes to creating whatever it is you want to create, because You don't really have to think about it. It's just something your eyes just know how to do. Like you can look at a painting and just say, oh, if I paint, you know, this color on this side, it's going to balance out and everything will be perfectly beautiful. But you just put the color on and you're like, I know this is better. Even if you can't really explain it. Oh, sorry for the continued sirens, but even if you can't really explain it, if you don't have like a full background of why exactly it's happening, and you can't describe like symmetry and beauty and harmony, you just innately know it. You innately know what something needs to be appealing and beautiful. So to get into your cards, the first cards I pulled are, well, all the cards I pulled are, what could you be if you embrace this creative talent? And you got the Storm and the Queen. This is an incredible message. The Storm is about chaos and disruption and things just being in a state of complete disarray. And the Queen is someone who comes in and uses things like beauty and aesthetic, uses things like space, all these things that you're good at to create order from the chaos. I think if you embrace this creative talent, you're going to have a sense of power over things that have previously made you feel powerless. The Storm, I'm really seeing now as something that is uncontrollable. And when you embrace this, however it is it comes across for you, whether it's decorating homes or making beautiful sculptures, it's going to give you a feeling of, I have control, I'm in charge, I have a sense of power that I enjoy, and I can handle things. So I think it's going to make you feel really powerful. The next cards are so interesting because look how similar they are, and they both came out together. The Stone and the Womb. The Stone is all about transformation and alchemy. You have the ability to transform like reality because you can make it look and be a certain way. Like, I keep leaning on interior design because I think it's the easiest to sort of get across. But if someone's house is like completely chaotic and awful and causing a lot of stress, and there's just stuff everywhere and things are in disarray, like the Storm, you have the ability to come in and say, I know exactly what need, like, we'll just put this here and put this here, and we'll use these colors, and you completely transform a space, which completely transforms the people living in the home, which then completely transforms the way that they operate in their life. If their home was chaos and stress, and it becomes like calm and beauty, they're going to live completely differently. So this isn't a talent that you should brush off as something like frivolous. Even if you're not doing homes, but you're doing a painting, like you can do a painting that is so like inspiring to someone that they just have to have it, and it hangs in their house, and it reminds them every day that it inspires them in some way, where it makes them feel powerful, or it makes them feel like love exists or something like that. It's really powerful what you're doing, because you are really able to make people feel a certain type of way through looking at whatever you are visually creating. And with the Womb here, I feel like maybe your focus definitely at the beginning is by making people feel, or yourself feel, a sense of like security and warmth, and that you are a sense of safety. And again, with the Storm, this feels like it would go with the Storm as well. Like, you see chaos and you see disarray and you see things that are stressful and out of control, and you use your creative ability to bring a sense of warmth and comfort and safety to yourself and to other people. So this is really powerful, and I'm getting the message again to remind you to just trust your intuition. Maybe you don't have the most confidence in this yet, but it's saying trust your intuition. Your eyes just know. They see things in a way that other people don't. You don't have to be able to break down the deeper meanings of what colors and shades and shapes. You just create beauty wherever you go. And when you make this art, it will be beautiful. So just trust it and trust yourself and follow it, and you'll be able to sort of calm the storms for a lot of people and even yourself. So that was interesting, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you for being here. Pile 3, what is your creative talent? Your pile went a place I did not expect, but it's still a beautiful message. Your creative talent is your inner sense of romanticism and your ability to romanticize everyday life. You turn the mundane into magic. Like, you just have an incredible ability to see beauty, create beauty and magic. And I think that you probably can speak very like beautifully and poetically. You wear like beautiful clothes, you go to beautiful places and talk about how incredibly magical they are. I just feel like you're someone who just lives in poetry. Like, you're a person who just feels like poetry, and your life feels like a poem, a beautiful piece of art in itself. Like, it's one thing for someone to like make a sandwich and have some chips and sit down in front of the TV and eat their lunch, but you're someone who comes in and you're like, you pay attention to like the bread and make a delicious sandwich, and you wrap it in like a beautiful cloth napkin and put it in a picnic basket and take it to a field of wildflowers and have a picnic, and you just soak in the beauty of that and the romanticizing of the smallest things. And your creative talent really is that turning the mundane magical. You know, life is made out of the small moments. So if you can turn those to magic the way that you can live such a full, deep, beautiful life. You know, people have a tendency to really live life trying to get to a goal, but their goal is like 5 minutes of achievement, versus someone like you who can enjoy the everyday life in this like enchanted way. And your cards bring a message as to why. You have the Box and the Venom. These are quite dark cards for such a beautiful message. And I feel like you develop the ability to live this way because, oh, it's hitting me now. Like, because I feel like your earlier life was probably quite rough. It's making me really emotional. But I feel like these cards are telling me that maybe your childhood or your whole life was quite dark and hard, and you saw the darkness in people. This Venom card is rough. This Box is like a trap. Venom is people being horrible to you or around you. I think you saw the worst of humanity. I think you saw the darkness. I think your life was not beautiful. It was not kind. It was not magical. And instead of falling into the shadows and the darkness yourself, you developed this incredible ability to make your life beautiful in the way that your past wasn't. A card that came out next was the Healer. You found a way to heal yourself and to not succumb to the darkness. And look, I'm just noticing the similarities. This is like evil, venomous fangs sinking into this circle, like this planet. And this is the snake, which snake can represent deep sense of wisdom. Snake is very tied with feminine energy, with feminine, deep feminine, transformational, spiritual wisdom. And it's not sinking its venomous fangs into this. It's like encircling it and healing it. living this way heals you because you feel safe and comfortable, and you see beauty, and you are able to romanticize life and enjoy it instead of being locked in darkness and fear and not being secure in your environment and seeing darkness in people. It's incredible what you've done, because you saw the darkness that people could embody, and you chose to become light. So I hope you're getting across. Like, this pie is making me so emotional, and I pulled this information through like a bit ago because I channel it on my little card, and then I sit down and pull the tarot. But I like the guides in the universe, even me, like, I'm just so proud of what you were able to accomplish. You are like a light, happy, optimistic little fairy living in poetry and finding enchantment and beauty in everyday life, in the sunset, in the way the river runs, in beautiful old trees, in books and poetry and art. And it is an incredible thing that you were able to do that, considering the darkness that you come from. You would have every excuse to fall into shadow and to be miserable and sad, and you didn't take it. You healed yourself instead, which is so much harder. And now you live a romantic, beautiful life. And don't ever let anyone like speak bad about the way that you live. It isn't frivolous, it isn't silly, it isn't childlike, it's beautiful. You create beauty and you create light, and you just found this incredible ability to romanticize being alive, and that is so incredible. The last cards I have for you are, how, if you embrace this creative talent, how will it really affect you? And the Lover is such a beautiful card and brings through your energy so incredibly. The Lover is about heart energy, and it's about exactly what we're talking about, romanticism and beauty. Look, this beautiful swan has this gorgeous golden pearl. Like, you found a golden pearl. In living this way and in enjoying life the way that you do, it's your golden pearl. This creative talent you have to turn the mundane into absolute magic, into a complete fairy tale. That is your golden pearl. That is your deep wisdom and your just the incredible thing you're able to give the world and bring into the world. What you were able to heal. Like, you healed, and now you have this beautiful pearl. Like, the pearl is this sand gets in, right, and irritates, and then they turn it into something beautiful. You healed, and now your life itself and this romanticizing that you have is a golden pearl. So treasure it, because it's so incredible. And the flame is spirituality, and it's like your soul coming alive. Living this way, embracing this creative talent, and living like you are a poem itself alights your heart and your soul, and you live in this fully embodied, incredible, happy, optimistic, romanticized, enjoying your life, to the fullest. Not because you're working to death and getting all these achievements, not because you're like doing all these checklists of going a million places around the world, but because you are enjoying the simplest, smallest things, and that's what life is truly made out of. So embracing this and living this way just helps you come alive and be open in the most beautiful, incredible way. So I love this pile. I think your energy is just so incredible and can you know, you don't have to inspire people. You can just live happy. But I feel like other people are going to be like just enchanted by you the way that you are enchanted by life. So thank you for being here. I hope it helped, and hope I'll see you next time. Bye.